Hello, chatterbox out there. I hope you've all had a lovely Christmas and are all having a fantabulous, is that even a word? What it is now, Boxing Day. And yeah, it's been a lovely couple of days spending with the family and friends, eating so much that my eyes are bigger than my belly. And yeah, it's just been lovely sat around watching Christmas specials on the TV, watching the Christmas soaps. Oh my gosh, EastEnders. I've been on and fallen off the roof in EastEnders after Max tried to jump, and one of them might be alive, they might both be dead, who knows? It was automatic. Emma Doll's episode was a Christmas kind of Scrooge Hogs, a kind of style episode starring around Rob One, and it was really good. It was a bit wacky, but I like wacky. Wacky is good, and Rob One, I just loved him so much. Aaron and Robert had a heart to heart, and Robert said that he'll let Aaron go and be with Alex, and basically Aaron said that they can be friends, and Robert said, "I'll be your best friend," and it's really sweet. And then Aaron kisses Robert, and Robert closes his eyes, and I recorded that off my phone because that bit is just so adorable, and it just got me in the feels, and I just loved it. And yeah, on Christmas Eve, me and my dad and my younger sister went off to Costa, and we met my younger brother and his girlfriend and my older brother there because we had to go in separate cars, and they had to go back and get my older sister and her boyfriend because they come down to the house, and we told them to meet us there, but they had forgot, so they'd gone to the house. So then we all got there, and I had a cat and walnut cake and a caramel fudge cooler and a tuna and cheese panini, and we had to move on some tables. And my younger sister was a bit moody and she was kicking off, but it's fine. And we put the tables back at the end, and my mum had an upset stomach, so she didn't come with us. And then after we'd finished, my dad and my younger brother and his girlfriend went off home, and then my younger brother and his girlfriend came up in my younger brother's car, and me and my siblings went around and looked in the shops. We went to WHF and we got a board game to play later on, and then we went into the card factory, and this worker there accused my older brother of breaking something when he didn't, so we left in the end and went off to Aldi. Then we made our way home, and my older sister and her boyfriend had made us a Christmas hamper with lots of goodies, so that was very sweet of them, and we helped bring in all my older sister and her boyfriend's things. Then we had some fun playing some board games and some cards. I went on to Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and we listened to some Christmas music. And my mum was feeling a lot better, and we played this game where they have to act out things, and you're not allowed to talk, and you have your device on your head, and it says it on your head, and you have to flip it over if you get it right, and then turn it back if you don't. And I was pretty good at that. And then we played Harry Potter Destination, and I was a bit moody towards the end of the night, and my younger sister kept on picking at me and stuff. So then my dad had to get me when it was actually my sister's fault. So I went out to the end room and watched a bit of Wallace and Gromit, and came in after I cooled down and played some more cards and board games. And then my dad went off to bed, and my mum read us the Christmas story that we always get read to us every Christmas Eve. It's like a tradition, and I love it. And then I went on to Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I listened to a bit of Christmas music and played with my Blue Jack doll. And then me and my older brother and my younger sister went up, and we were getting presents back and stuff. And then I had a sausage sandwich and a cup of tea for my tea because we didn't have a cooked tea. and I played with my dolls in the dollhouse. And then later on in the evening, me and my older sister and her boyfriend had cheese toasties, and I watched some Vlogmases, and then we watched Vic of Dibley, A Handsome Stranger, and Vic and White. Then it was time for bedtime, and I went to bed. And surprisingly, I slept really well. Normally on Christmas Eve, I cannot sleep a wink, and I slept really well. And before that, I'd watched The Grinch, and I went on to my Kindle and listened to a bit of music. I went on to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and then I was out like a light. Then I woke up at about 8:50 something, and I got my stocking. It was on the landing waiting for me. I went into my old sister's room, and we sat and chatted and showed each other what we got in our stockings. Then we waited on the stairs in height order or age order. I'm not quite sure. I think it's age order, yeah. And we all just descended onto the stairs and waited. And my mum came and was like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, you normally call us down when we can come down." I said, "Oh yeah, you can just come down. You can just make your way down anyway. You didn't need to be asked." So we all made our way into the living room. We opened our presents and listened to some Christmas music while we did that. And I got quite a few nice things, and it was good. I'll be showing you some of the things that I got in a vlog coming soon. Then we had a fire at breakfast, and my mum went back to bed because he'd been up in the night. And I had 2 eggs, a bit of bacon, and some beans. We had a small fire because we go to my grandpa's house for Christmas roast, so we didn't want to get too far up on a fire. And then before I had my fire, I'd gone in the shower and I put my pajamas back on because I didn't want to get my clothes that I was wearing to my grandma's messy from fire, bean juice or anything like that. And then I had my fire, and my older sister and younger sister were being annoying and started winding me up, and so I got a bit annoyed, but then it all blew over and we were fine. Siblings say, what can you do to them? They annoy you, but you love them anyway. And we all got ready, and my youngest sister and I got keyboards. My grandma got her keyboard, and I got a keyboard for my older sister. And also, my older sister got me and my mum into writing classes to be able to learn how to write children's books, and that is so cool. And I got a Moana doll and a Hey Hey toy because I did a Hey Hey quiz, a Moana quiz, and it said I was Hey Hey. So now my siblings always call me Hey Hey. But he's adorable anyway, and I finally watched Moana all the way through the other night, and I absolutely love it. Hey Hey is actually such a great character anyway. Yeah, he's a bit daft, but daft is funny, and he's adorable. And then we all got ourselves ready to go to my grandparents' house, and my old sister was kicking off because she didn't have anything to wear. She was just getting a bit stressed out. So we all headed off while my old sister and her boyfriend got ready at home. And then we made our way to my grandpa's house, and my auntie and uncle and cousin JJ were there, and we gave him his present. He got some burning blocks, and he was loving it. And he got given quite a few other presents, so he loved opening the presents. He's talking so well now and running around. He started jumping out. It's so awesome. He's so clever, and he's so sassy. I love the little faces he makes. He needs to be into like a toddler's acting group because he's such a drama king. I love it, just like me. And he just always likes putting on a show. He like looks angry and then like smiling. He does that adorable little cheeky grin and laugh. I was just laughing all day. Towards the end of the afternoon, we spent the whole afternoon there. He got a bit cranky because he was getting quite tired, and he doesn't like when people leave, so he was a bit upset when we had to go. And my grandma got me 3 fashionista dolls for my Christmas present, and also got us a box of chocolates, like Cadbury selection of like 6 or 7 chocolate bars in a pack that you always get. We always get at Christmas, and it's really nice. And then we had the Christmas dinner, the big feast that we've been waiting all year for, and it was well worth it. It was delicious. I ate so much that my eyes were bigger than my belly, and then we had some Christmas pudding and a lot of custard and clotted cream. Yum. Then we watched the Queen's speech. Then we all gathered into the living room and played some cards and board games. And my dad and my grandpa ended up falling asleep. And I opened one of my dolls, but I didn't open the two other ones until I got back home. And we listened to some Christmas music. And then my old sister and her boyfriend made their way off to my older sister's boyfriend's family because they were there for Christmas Day evening, and they're back tonight. And then me and JJ and the others played some more cardboard games, and we played some games out in the back room. And then my younger brother had to go off, and he went off to his girlfriend's house. Then we all sat and rested and just had a good chat and a catch up and a few cups of tea. Then it was time for us to head home, and it was raining, of gale and windy, and it was just awful weather. And while coming home, there was lots of water on the road. It was like going down a river. It was nuts. The weather was crazy, and we made our way home. Finally got home, and because my older sister got a keyboard and it was ginormous, me, my older brother and younger sister had to sit in the back of the car with it on our laps so we could barely move. I got back home, I got in, put my stuff away, and then went out to the room and watched Abdel, Corey and EastEnders. Actually, EastEnders with my dad because he loves a bit of EastEnders. And then I am going to be watching The Lot 2, Hiding Victoria and Call the Midwife today because we didn't get to watch everything. And also Mary Poppins is on this afternoon, and my older brother loves that film, so we're going to be watching that later on. And then this evening, my older sister and her boyfriend are coming back to stay, and we're going to be decorating the Christmas cake. My younger brother and sister are at their jobs at the moment, and my younger brother's back later on this evening, and my younger sister is back at 3. I think that's when my older sister and her boyfriend are going to be heading down. And yeah, last night my dad went off and got my grandma, and she came over, and she's staying for a couple of days. And my uncle and auntie came in because she had been there with them, and they stayed for a bit. We had a nice catch up and talked about how Christmas had been. And then they went off, and then I went on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, tweeted about my day, chatted with my mates on Facebook about how my Christmas has been, posted a few photos that I'd taken of some of the stuff I got onto Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. Then I played my Main Breeder doll for a bit, and I watched a bit of Cinderella, the live action Disney version I absolutely love. Then it was time for bed, and I went to bed, and I didn't get up till like 12 o'clock because I was so worn out. Got up, had a bowl of cinnamon grahams. Like I said, my older sister and her boyfriend are coming down later on. My younger brother and sister at work, so it's me, my grandma, my dad, my mum and my older brother here at the moment. And I went on Facebook, Twitter and played my Main Breeder doll, and we're going to be decorating the Christmas cake later on that my grandma made us, and playing some cards and board games. And my grandma's got some presents for us that she always gives us, like a pillowcase of like 10 or 11 presents. So we've got a second Christmas, so it's going to be very nice. And then tomorrow I'm going to Tinswood House because it's all decorated for Christmas with my sisters and my grandma. So my dad is dropping me and my sister to my old sister's and boyfriend's flat, and then we're going off to my grandma's, and then me getting my grandma, and we're going off to Tinswood and have a look around there, get some nice snaps of that. Then we're going to go off and see my uncle, auntie and my cousin at their house, and yeah, it's going to be a really nice day. I hope you've all had a lovely Christmas Eve, Christmas Day and Boxing Day, and a lovely rest of your Christmas holiday. I shall see you soon with a new vlog. Bye!